What's going on, guys? Dig here, ready to teach you how to do the final Reich Easter egg, and yes, you can do it solo. Your main loadout's going to be the M1911. Please do not get rid of it because you're going to be using it in the boss fight. Now, this Easter egg in boss fight is pretty easy to do. It's not super hard, but I highly recommend for your consumables either being a special meter or max ammo for the boss fight. And then for your second consumable, it could be a skeleton key or a coupon to open up the map easier and quicker in the beginning of the game. For your specialist ability, we're going to be using Frontline. For your mods, you're going to be using Determination, Fully Loaded, and Resourceful. For your lethal, you're going to be using Sticky Grenades. Now, if you have played World War II before and you know the ins and out about the game, then you can go ahead and skip to this timestamp right here on the screen to get started with the Easter egg. If you haven't played World War II in a long time, or you haven't never ever played World War II, I highly recommend continue watching the video so you can learn a little bit tips and ins and out about the game and how it works. So if you never used consumables before in World War II, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. Each consumable will have a color and a number in the top left corner. That corresponds to how many charges you have of that consumable. And then the bottom right is how many of that item you have. So if I look at this max ammo, you'll see I have 3 charges and 1 in the bottom, which means I only have 1 of those max ammo. So if I went into the game and I only used it once, that means I wasted it because I could have used it 3 times. And if you use it 1 time and you have 3 charges, it would automatically get consumed when the game ends or when you close out of the game. Now, if you've never played World War II, if you've never done a World War II Easter egg, I highly recommend don't ever end the round unless you are ready for the next step of the Easter egg, because this game is very difficult once you get into higher rounds when you're trying to complete an Easter egg, especially with all the special zombies that spawn in. You can get overwhelmed really easily. So I highly recommend do not end the round and get all the steps that you could possibly get done in that specific round before you move on to the next one. Now, if you've never played World War II, yet again, there's no jug in this game, and this is how the health system works. Basically, you can take up to 3 hits, and then after the 4th hit, you'll start losing shields, and you only get 3 shields. So basically, in total, you could take up to 6 hits if you have full shields. As soon as all the shields are gone and you have no health, you go down. And the way that you get shields is by going up to these machines and purchasing the shields. Every time you purchase a shield, it goes up in points, reaching up to 10,000 points to get new shields. Now, if you came into the game with Determination, the mod that I highly recommend, anytime you use your special ability, it grants you 2 shields. And then when you receive those 2 shields from your special ability, it does not increase the amount of money for the armor replacement when you go up to the machine. Now, for the first step of the Easter egg, we're going to turn on this generator. You're going to follow the cable lines to the first gas meter over here to the left side. Go ahead and interact with it until it locks in place and the light turns green. And then you're going to follow the cable from the right side of this generator over here to the second gas meter. Go ahead and interact with it until it locks in place and the light turns green. And then exiting out of spawn to the left side going down this hill is a third and final meter. Go ahead and interact with it, get it to green, and then go up to the flamethrower to the left side of the generator and press the button. Once you press the button, a fire will be released and a bunch of pests will come out of the ground. Take out the pest, drop down in the hole, go up the hill, and then you'll find another generator to the left side, interact with it, thus turning on the power to the bunker door. Now you're going to make your way to the far left side of spawn over here by the riverbank, and then you're going to find this weather vane on top of the brick wall. You're going to interact with it, and then it's going to spin and then point at a direction. You're going to look at the direction that it's pointing at, and you'll see a yellow light. You're going to shoot that yellow light, thus spinning the water wheel that's behind it. This is going to reveal coils that you're going to shoot later on for the Easter egg. The 3 locations that it can point at is one inside the window behind you. The second one's going to be to the left side of the weather vane on the brick wall right here, and the third and final one's going to go all the way up the hill to the left side on top of the brick wall right there. Now we're gonna have to find 3 different topplers and shoot them down and collect them, and here's all the locations for the green one. The first one's gonna be located in front of the bunker above the toy store inside the windowsill right here. The second one is turning around, it's gonna be on top of the clock tower windowsill right here, and then going underneath the clock tower past the statue to your right side on top of the chimney over there. Now for the orange toppler, the first location is going to be located in the back side of spawn on top of the windowsill right here to the right side. The second one's gonna be right above the quick revive machine right here on this ledge, and then going outside of spawn to the left side of the flamethrower on top of the roof right there. And the third and final location is going back towards spawn to the right side down the hill on top of this flower pot right above the third gas meter. A little quick tip, you can pick up the orange toppler when you shoot it down if it's on the back side of this fence, as long as the words don't say purchase the fence in front of you and you look at the toppler, you can collect it. Now for the red toppler, it's going to be located on the back side of spawn over here to the right side on top of this ledge, and then leaving spawn going down the hill to the left side right above the third gas meter behind this red flag on the windowsill right here. And the third and final location is going to be located behind the weather vane over here to the left side on top of the roof ledge right here. Now go to the toy shop that's right in front of the bunker. You're going to place your 3 topplers here, and now we're going to have to find each individual code for each of these topplers. The first yellow code is going to be located in spawn to the right side inside this window right here, and then exiting out of spawn by the second gas meter, it's going to be on the left side of this couch right here. And the third and final location for the yellow code is going to be going past the weather vane up this hill to the left side in this window. Once you figure out your number for your yellow code, go ahead and write it down. Now I'm going to show you where all 3 locations for the red code is. The first red code is going to be located outside of spawn to the left side inside this window right here. And then the second one's going to go past the second gas meter up the stairs to the left side inside this window right here. And then drop it down going inside the bunker to the far right side. It's going to be located inside this window, and it's going to be located on these ammo crates. Once you find your red code, go ahead and jot that down. Now make your way back to the toy store, and you're going to have to rotate the yellow and the red to the numbers that you found on your codex. The way that you know what number it is you just got to look at the toppler and just imagine that it's a clock. If it's pointed to the very top, that's 12 o'clock. If it's pointed to the far right, that's 4 o'clock. If it's pointed to the far left, that's 9 o'clock. But once you put in your code for the yellow and red one, you're going to continuously spin the green one until it locks in place, and then the drawer on the bottom will open up. Go ahead and pick up that record. We're going to use that later on for an Easter egg step. Now make your way inside the bunker, and then you're going to find this crank. Go ahead and crank it until it fully becomes open. This is going to be used later on to build the wonder weapon. Now let's get the power turned on. Now if you go behind the crank, you go down the stairs, you take a right, go past these bookshelves will be the first power switch. You're going to be timed, so turn it on and then turn back around. You're going to make your way back across the command center, and then you're going to go down these stairs, take a right, take a left, and then go up these stairs right over here, and then take another left to flip the second power switch. Once you flip on the second power switch, the power is completely turned on. By turning on these two power switches, we have now access to these salt mines as well. Now before we open the salt mine doors, we're going to end the round, and we're going to use the 20 seconds to go open the door and lure a bomber away from the other bombers. You're going to take this bomber to the second power switch on these stairs over here to the left. There's going to be this panel right here that you're going to have the bomber blow up to open up the panel to reveal a battery. You're going to pick up the battery, you're going to carry it into the middle of the trap and put it in this holder. This is going to be used later on to upgrade one of the Tesla guns. Now make your way down to the bottom of these salt mines. In the back, you'll find this device. Interact with it, and then it's going to make a circle appear on the ground. Kill the zombies inside this circle to fill up the soul box, and then once you're done, you'll see a bright red flash. That's how you know you're done. Make your way to the top of the salt mines inside the command center, and on the top floor, you'll find this button right here. Go ahead and interact with it, and it's going to start making the device move. Once the device is moving, you'll see a red circle surrounding the device, and you have to take out zombies inside the circle. All you need to do is take out 15 zombies. I highly recommend don't take out any more than 15, because then you can use the rest of the zombies of the round for the next soul box that you have to do. But once you collect enough souls, the device is going to make its way down to the end of the room. Don't leave just yet, because we're going to have to wait for one of the big guys to bust out of these containers. There's going to be 3 different containers that he can come out of. It's going to be on the right and left side of Spicola, and then it's going to be one on the left side where the device went to. But once he breaks out one of these containers, you can go ahead and leave the room. Do not take him out, because we're going to use it for a later step of the Easter egg. Just keep him alive for right now. He does not count towards the zombies for the round, so you don't have to take him out just to progress through the rounds. Also, right before you leave the room, go ahead and pick up the Tesla gun part that's going to be inside the device as well. Now make your way back to the command center, and we're going to wait for the device to come back. The reason why the device is coming back is because you picked up that Tesla part. Once the device comes back and the circle's there, go ahead and take out another 15 zombies inside this circle, and then wait for the machine to build your part and pick up that part. Once you pick up that part, go ahead and go back to the very top of the command center where you pushed that button earlier and place the parts on the Tesla gun here. Now a Panzer Soldat's going to spawn in, and you're going to go ahead and take him out, or you can go back to the Tesla gun and activate it, and then pick up the Tesla gun once it's crafted and take him out with that Tesla gun as well. Either so, take out the Panzer Soldat. Once you take out the Panzer Soldat, go ahead and pick up the Brenner's head and take it to the command center and leave it on the floor. We're going to come back to that later. Now if you have not yet, go pick up the Tesla gun. After you pick up the Tesla gun, go ahead and pick up the Brenner's head, and then head out the bunker to the right side, going past the clock tower, past the statue, up the stairs right here, and you're going to look at the statue to break it open. You're going to go ahead and shoot the battery with the Tesla gun and pop it out of the statue. Pick up the battery and place it in this placeholder over here. We'll come back to this later. This is to upgrade one of the Tesla guns later on. Just make sure after you're done using the Brenner head that you drop it off in front of the mystery box so you don't forget where you have it at. Now for this next step of the Easter egg, it's going to be very tedious. Just listen very carefully. You can get done with it pretty easily. You're going to make your way past the clock tower, past the statue, and you'll find this lamp right here. You're going to shoot it with your Tesla gun, and then you'll see sparks come off of it. You're going to shoot it with a regular bullet weapon, and then you're going to have to follow the light from here all the way down to the bunker. You're going to be timed doing this. Also, if there's more players in the game, you can have less time to get this done as well. But basically what you're doing is you're transferring the spark from one lamppost to the next by shooting the light bulbs. To know if the spark was transferred, you're going to listen out for this sound specifically. You're going to be shooting 27 light bulbs in total. Now, once you shot the last one, you're going to go into this small room right here and pick up the battery and then place it in this holder right here. This battery is going to be used later on to upgrade one of the Tesla guns. Now, for the next step, go down the giant hole that we opened up earlier in the very beginning, and we're going to open this door and then go down the hill. As soon as you enter inside this room, to your right side, you'll find another panel. You're going to wait till the big guy to get over here, and then you're going to shoot him to make him run and charge at you to break open this panel. Once this panel is broken open, you're going to pick up the battery and place it inside this holder right here. We're going to come back to this later. This is for one of the upgrades for the Tesla gun. Also, once he breaks open this panel, still keep him alive because we're going to need him later on for an Easter egg step. Once you place the battery in, go across the room over here and press this button. Now we're going to start to unlock Pack-a-Punch. Make your way to the far back side of spawn, up the stairs in the pub, all the way down the road right here to this tower, and to the left side, you'll find a fast travel. Go ahead and go inside the fast travel. Once you get ejected out inside the Pack-a-Punch room, you're going to press this button right here to raise the cage that's covering Pack-a-Punch. For the second tunnel, it's going to be located inside the command center over here to the right side. Go ahead and enter it. Once you get ejected out inside the Pack-a-Punch, press the button to raise the cage. Now, for the last fast travel, it's going to be located in the room where we blew up that panel earlier with the bomber. It's going to be at the bottom of the stairs to the left. Go ahead and enter it, and as you get ejected out, press the button to raise the cage for the Pack-a-Punch. Now, Pack-a-Punch is unlocked now, but do not Pack-a-Punch just yet until I tell you to, because we're going to need a non-upgraded M1911 to do the next few steps. Now make your way down to the bottom of the salt mines and over here to the left side, interact with this machine. Now make your way to the top of the command center, and where you pressed the button earlier to build the Tesla gun, you'll find a console over here that you're going to interact with it. Now once you interact with it, it's going to show 4 different colors, and you're going to have to correspond these 4 different colors with 4 other consoles, and you're going to be timed doing this as well. The first one's going to be located to the right side of the console that you just activated. Just go ahead and flip the switch to match the color to the number 1 on the screen. The second power console is going to be located down the big hole that we opened up earlier. It's going to be down the hill right here. Go ahead and flip it to the number 2 color. The third power console is going to be located on the other side of the Pack-a-Punch through this hallway to the right side. Go ahead and flip it to the 3rd color. For the last console, it's going to be located in the back side of spawn. Go above the pub and over here to the right side of the wall. Go ahead and flip it to the right color. Also, if you look at the little yellow window, that little needle as it goes down, that's how much time you have left to turn these switches on. Also, if you do fail this, all you got to do is just go back to the console, activate it, and redo this step. You do not have to end the round to get this one done. Also, if you flip it on the right color, you should hear this little electricity sound to indicate that you did flip it on the right color. Now, once you flip the last console and you did this step correctly, you can go to this back side of the spawn to this tower and you'll find this lever. Activate this lever only if you have your free fire ready to activate. Once you activate this, it's going to be a lockdown, but you're going to leave this area immediately and go back to spawn. You're going to wait here and watch the health. As soon as it gets low enough, you're going to activate your ability. Once you activate your ability, it'll pull the zombies off of the defense and they'll go after you. By doing it this way, this will give it enough time for it to finish the defense. Once that defense is over, you're going to go ahead and dump your ammo inside the zombies until you get your specialist meter back. Try not to kill off the zombies because we're not trying to end the round at the same time. But once you get your specialist meter, you're going to go back to the tower and you're going to find 2 levers on the right side and the left side. You're going to activate both of them and quickly run back to spawn. Once you're back at spawn, rinse and repeat the same steps. Wait till it gets low enough and then activate your ability to pull the zombies off of it. Once the defense is over, we're going to go Pack-a-Punch our weapon now. Now make your way down at the bottom of the salt mines over here to the left side and interact with this machine. Now you're going to make your way to the top of the surface and you should see a blimp flying around. You're going to wait till 4 orange lights appear and go ahead and damage one completely to knock out a battery off the blimp. Now once the battery falls on the floor, there's going to be a red circle. Like the last time, go ahead and wait for the zombies that are inside the circle and take them out. This one requires 20 souls in total. Try not to take out any more after you get the 20. What's going to happen is the battery is going to spawn on the ground once you get 20, and you're going to pick up the battery and you're going to carry it all the way down to the very bottom of the salt mines and put it in the machine to the far right. A trick that you can use is you could drop the battery and pick it up from afar repeatedly to move yourself along faster without having to be slowed down by it being in your hands and then to get jumped by a bunch of zombies. But once you place that battery, I want to remind you too, every time you end the round, you need to shoot down a new battery, so keep that in mind. But we're going to move on to the next step of the Easter egg. But if the round does end, go back upstairs and shoot down another battery and then fill it up and place it back down. Now for the next step of the Easter egg, go back inside and we're going to flip the power switches once again. Go ahead and flip the power switch from the library and then turn around and go back to the other room and flip the other power switch. Once you flip these 2 power switches, quickly run back to the command center, and to your right side, you'll find another power switch. Go ahead and flip that one and it's going to reveal these coils. Go ahead and shoot them with your Tesla gun and then it's going to take out the lights. Once the lights are off, go ahead and pick up the printer's head and head to the left side and you'll find this safe right here. You're going to go ahead and inspect the safe and you're going to hear a bunch of click sounds. When you hear the click sounds, quickly run to the opposite side of the room and then on the left side, you'll find the other safe. Go ahead and scan it with the printer's head to hear the click sounds as well. This is going to be a time-based step as well, and if you don't do it fast enough, you're going to have to end the round and reshoot the coils and redo this step. But if you did it fast enough, then you're on to the next step. Now, what we inspected with the head was a safe. The safe will now be able to be cracked cracked open by flipping these little digits until you see the blue thumbprint. When you get all 5 of them lined up with the blue thumbprint, it's going to open up with a coin inside. You're going to pick up that half of that coin and then do the same thing on the other vault. Yes, I understand that the second vault is pitch black, but there's nothing you could do about it. Just get the 5 fingerprints and then pick up the second half of the coin. Once you get the 2 halves, you're going to head down inside the salt mine on the backside of the statue over here and interact with this wall. Once this wall opens up, it's going to give you a sword. Now head to the top of the command center and pick up the melee perk. You can remove this later on before you go to the boss fight. Just pick it up for this next step of the Easter egg. Now go to the water wheel that we moved earlier in the very beginning of the Easter egg, and you're going to shoot the coils now with the Tesla gun. This is going to power up a record player that we're going to be using in a second. Go ahead and make your way down to the bottom of the salt mine, and we're going to wait for the Wustling to get down here. Once he gets down here, you're going to quickly run to the opposite side of the map to the back side of spawn, and you're going to go inside the pub upstairs and place the record player inside this record. Now for this next step of the Easter egg, it's going to be very tedious and very annoying, and you're going to need to count and make sure that you're doing this correctly. You're going to have to collect 25 souls consecutively without interruption and without leaving the pub. And what I mean by consecutively, I mean if you take out a zombie and you do not see a red beam come off its head to the record player, that soul did not count, and you need to recount up to 25 souls. Also, it has to be done with a sword, not with any other weapon. That's the only way you can collect the souls. Also, if you have more players in the game, it's only 25. It does not increase if there's more players in the game. You'll only need 25 souls in total. They need to be consecutive, and you just cannot leave the pub. Also, if you're playing with multiple players, only one person needs to do this step. You don't need to bring anybody else in the pub. Just one player needs to get this accomplished. Also, you'll know when you're done with this challenge when you hear this charge noise. Also, if you look at the light on the left side of the record, it'll start flashing red and green colors. But once you charge this up, we'll come back to this later, like usual. This will be used for a later step of the Easter egg. We're just trying to get it done in an early round, so you're not bothered doing it in a high round, because it can get really annoying in the high rounds. Now, I don't know what round it is on your game, but if it's round 10 and you have a max ammo round, you're going to quickly run down below where we got the battery for the lamp, and we're going to pile up the pests inside this room. What's going to happen is you're going to activate the trap and take out all the pests with the trap, thus charging up this battery. This battery requires 5 pest souls per 1 charge, and you have to get 3 charges for the battery, which in total is 15 pests. And since it's round 10, you'll have enough pests to get 2 charges, and then you can wait till round 15 to get the last charge. If you only got 1 charge in round 10, that's okay. Get the last 2 charges on round 15. Just keep that in mind. When it becomes round 15, go finish that battery. Now, once you're done with that step and it is round 11, this is where the other Wustling will spawn in, and now you'll have 2 in total in the map. You're going to go ahead and take them to where Spicola is, to that electricity trap, and you're going to kite them inside the center. Once the battery is glowing green in the center of the trap, you're going to activate the trap and take them out. That will give the battery 1 charge, thus requiring 4 Wustlings in total to charge up this battery. Now, on the same round, we're going to go pick up the burner head, and we're going to scan 4 different paintings, and we're going to get 1 direction, and we're going to get 1 number. For an example, in this painting, you'll see that the bird is facing to the right, and then we got the number 4. On your screen right now, I'm giving you a little cheat sheet of which direction each bird is facing. So if you see this specific bird, this is the specific direction that it's facing. The first painting is going to be located in the backside of spawn inside the pub, all right, over to the right side of the record. Go ahead and scan the painting for the bird and for the number and jot that down. The second painting location is going to be where we got the battery outside of the statue over here to the right. The third painting is going to go past the water wheel down the inside the pack-a-punch room over here to the left side. The last painting is going to be located inside the morgue where we were filling up the battery earlier for the pests over to the right side. I know I sound like a broken record, but after you jot those down, keep them on hand. We're going to use them later for the Easter egg steps. Now we're going to go back, filling up the battery. You should be filling up the second one by now, or at least the third one. If you're doing a third battery and you shoot it down, he will take it back up to the blimp. Just wait for the lights to turn back on just to shoot it back down. And yes, like I said earlier, you can only do these batteries 1 per round. So you make sure you shoot 1 down per round and fill it up and place it inside the machine over here to the right side. Now, let's say that you're getting the second battery filled up and you still have a lot of zombies left for the round. Go ahead and go to the trap over here past the bell tower to the left side past the statue. You're going to get 30 zombies in total for the 3 charges that you need for this battery. For 1 charge for this battery, it requires 10 zombies. And you need 30 zombies in total to get 3 charges. But once you fill up the battery, you're going to take this down below and you're going to put it in the machine in the left side. Once you put it aside, you're going to interact with it once to start a defense. But only start this defense if you have your special meter filled up. Once you have it filled up and you activate activate it, go to the opposite side of the map, wait for it to get pretty low, activate your specialist ability to pull the zombies off of it for the defense to finish. Now, once the defense is done, go back to the machine and pick up the Tesla gun part to get the upgraded Tesla gun. Also, one thing I want you to keep in mind too, you can only do these defenses one per round as well. So if you do have a battery ready for defense, make sure you activate it before you move on to the next round. Now, going back to the blimp battery step, as soon as you charge up the third battery, take it all the way down below, put it in the machine to the right side, and then interact with this machine. And then you can move on to the next step of the Easter egg. Once you interact with this machine, you can go ahead and put in your bird codes into the middle machine over here. Just look at the bird symbol and then make sure you put the corresponding numbers with the corresponding left, right, up, and forward bird. If you put in the wrong code when you interact with the machine, it's going to say the machine is resetting. You just got to wait out the time. You don't have to end the round, just wait out the time. But if you put in the right bird code, you're going to get a good green light. After you put in the code, I would like to mention now you can go to the boss fight, but it's for the casual Easter egg, not for the hardcore version. I advise you not to do the casual Easter egg boss fight because it doesn't actually count towards the super Easter egg for World War II. So I highly advise you to continue with the Easter egg guide to do the hardcore version, considering you're only about 4 or 5 steps away from doing the boss fight for the hardcore version anyways. But if you really want to do the casual version, you're just going to shoot that bubble with your Tesla gun with everybody at the same time. You're playing with multiple players and pick up the hill in the center. And then your boss fight will start. And then you can go down to the description and click on the boss fight timestamp to watch how the boss fight works. The only difference between the boss fight for hardcore and casual is that the blimp will only have 1 light in hardcore version, and it takes longer for it to respawn in. Other than that, the boss fights are literally exactly the same, just as easy as each other. Now, continuing with the hardcore version, you're going to make your way into the top floor of the pub, and then you're going to go up to the record player. You're going to see a bulb on the left side of the record player, and you're going to wait till it flashes red. Now, when it flashes red, it's indicating that it's starting a new cycle. Once it starts this new sequence, you're going to count the green flashes. It's going to flash rapidly, then it's going to pause for a second, and then it's going to flash rapidly again. And then it's going to pause, and then flash rapidly, and then pause again, and then flash rapidly. Thus giving you a 4-digit code. If you're still having a hard time understanding what I'm saying, just watch this example right here to get a better understanding. Now, once you got your code, mine's going to be 1212. You're going to make your way down to the end of the salt mine. In the middle of the device, you're going to put in your code from left to right, circling around the device. Once you put in your code, you're going to enter the button, and then now you can move on to the next step. To know if you put the right code in, you should get an indicator in the middle of your screen that says activate the voice of God. At this point of the Easter egg, you should be on round 15 to fill up the last charges for the PEST round. Go ahead and go back to the battery and fill up the last charges that you need for the battery. Once the battery is completely full, take it upstairs and put it in this placeholder right here. Once it's placed in here, don't activate the defense unless you have a free fire special ability available. Once it's activated, go to the opposite side of the map, wait till it turns red, and then activate your ability to pull the zombies off of it. Once the defense is done, go back to the machine and pick up your Tesla upgrade part. Once you do this, you're going to head down inside the Pack-a-Punch room, and you're going to wait here to get 2 bombers to spawn in. You're going to go stand by the door that leads into Pack-a-Punch from the big hole that drops down in the middle, and you're going to wait till the bombers get close to the door. You're going to activate the trap and let the saw blaze take out the bombers. This is going to charge up the battery that's inside of the Pack-a-Punch room. You're going to need a total of 4 bombers in total to charge up the battery completely, because 2 bombers equals 1 charge, and you need 4 bombers in total to get the 2 charges that you need for the fill up the battery completely. Now, on the same round, you should still have 2 Wustlings alive as well. You're going to take them to this trap like we did earlier and take them out to charge this battery completely. Go ahead and pick up the battery and place it in this holder to the right side of this machine over here. Now, if you haven't started a defense this round, which you should have already because we just did the midnight one, go ahead and activate this defense either this round or the next round if you have a special meter already charged up, and then let it get red, and then activate your ability to pull them off of the machine, and then let the defense finish out, and then go pick up your upgraded Tesla part as well. Now, going back to the battery for the bomber, go back down to Pack-a-Punch, get your bomber eliminations, pick up the battery once it's fully charged, take it into the morgue, and then place it in the machine to the right side. Activate the defense if you have your special meter ready, go to the opposite side of the map, activate your ability once it turns red, and then go pick up your Tesla part once the defense is over. Now, we have officially collected all 4 pieces that we need to upgrade all 4 different variants of the Tesla gun. Go to the top of the command center and place it in one of these placeholders. Once you place it in here, just come back a few seconds later and pick up the upgraded version. Now, make your way down to the bottom of the salt mines, and right above the altar, you'll see a chandelier. Shoot the chandelier with your upgraded Tesla gun, and then you should see a little effect happen on top of the chandelier corresponding to the color of your Tesla gun. Then rinse and repeat the steps by placing your Tesla gun in the new slot. Wait a couple seconds, pick up the new variant, go to the bottom of the assault mines, shoot the chandelier, get the little effect from your water weapon. Then rinse and repeat the steps by placing your Tesla gun in the new slot. Wait a couple seconds, pick up the new variant, go to the bottom of the assault mines, shoot the chandelier, get the little effect from your water weapon. And then once again, go back up to the top of the command center, place down your water weapon, come back a few seconds, pick up the new water weapon, go to the bottom of the assault mine, shoot the chandelier, get the little effect. But now once you shoot it with the final water weapon, you can go into the boss fight. All you have to do is shoot the bubble with everybody at the same time, and then you go ahead and pick up the hilt, and then it'll take you to the boss fight. If you're playing solo, all you gotta do is shoot the bubble one time with any of the water weapons to break the bubble, and then you can pick up the hilt to go straight to the boss fight. Now before I start explaining the boss fight and how it works, don't forget to hit that sub button. It's greatly appreciated. It's completely free. You can always change your mind later if you want. About 90% of my viewership is not sub to me, so if you're a recurring viewer that enjoys my Easter egg guides, don't forget to hit that sub button. It is greatly appreciated, especially all the time and effort that I put into these Easter egg guides. Now, before you go to the boss fight, I highly recommend grabbing jackals out of the box. All you got to do is hit the box at least 10 times. It's guaranteed after the 10th hit to get the jackals if you didn't get them before that. The perks that I highly recommend, it's going to be double tap, stamina, quick revive, and speed cola. Now, if you're playing solo, the best water weapon you want to bring into the boss fight is going to be the purple one, the hurricane one. Now, once you're ready for the boss fight, go ahead and pick up that hilt, and then you'll be put into a cutscene. Once the cutscene's over, the boss fight will begin. Now, for this boss fight, do not use your ammo at all in your M1911s unless you're shooting a battery off the blimp, unless you're trying to take out a Panzer Soldat, or unless you're trying to stun the big guy. For the first step of the boss fight, you're going to shoot down a battery off the blimp, and then you're going to fill it up. You're going to wait for the big guy to get close to you, and then you're going to shoot him with your M1911 or your hurricane to stun him, and it's going to fall over. You're going to pick up the battery and place it on his legs, and then that's going to blow him up, and that's going to drop a max ammo for you. Then go ahead and wait until the blimp spawns in again. Yes, the blimp takes forever to spawn back in. You're just going to keep on running circles around the boss arena until it spawns in. Once it spawns back in, you're going to rinse and repeat, shooting the battery off of it, filling up the battery, going to stun the big guy, go place the battery on the big guy, thus he's going to drop a max ammo for you. A big Panzer flamethrower is going to spawn in, take him out, wait for the blimp to spawn in once again, and then shoot another battery off the blimp. The blimp's going to take that battery, and then you're going to shoot another battery off the blimp, and then you're going to fill up that battery. You're going to stun the big guy, place the battery on his legs, and then now you have completed the final Reich Easter egg. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to drop a follow, and I hope to see you guys in the next Easter egg guide for the Darkest Shore. Peace!